How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Finally, the weather has cooperated to where we can do another riding and rambling video. Only problem is I don't have my GoPro mount for the windshield, so we're just going to have to do it like this. You're going to have to enjoy the driver's perspective, which is always fun in this car. But today's video is going to be titled, I guess, something like, Why So Serious? So let's get to it. Why so serious? Phrase that I remember from the Batman movie. I think it was Dark Knight. And it pretty much goes with the way that the world has been going the past few years. Everything is so serious. I mean, you can't, whatever happened to the days where Scooby-Doo could make fun of Shaggy for being skinny or whatever, you know. We used to be able to talk to one another and actually laugh and have a good joke or a good time about each other's shortcomings or just shortcomings in general of life. Now everything has to be politically correct. And you can tell that people really aren't happy with the way things are going, because how many people do you see smile now? Just out on town and everything, how many people do you see are smiling? I don't really see that many. Now, if you force them to look at you and speak to you, yeah, they might give you a grin, but that's about it. But I mean, we're now in the days to where, and it'll be in another video, it'll be a touchy video because it'll be about race, but I mean, it's so touchy now because you can't say anything to anybody about anything or anybody without somebody getting their little touchy feelings hurt. The way I look at it, grow the hell up. I'm sorry for cussing, but I'm sick and tired of it. I don't know about you guys and gals, but I am sick and tired of everybody moaning and groaning and bitching about, oh, this person did this or this person did that. We used to be, and this will be another video, we used to be the greatest country on earth. If we didn't have anything, we figured out how to make it. If our neighbors needed help, we looked after our neighbors. If our neighbors wasn't home, we looked after our neighbors' property, and they returned the favors. They did the same thing. We industrialized the world, everybody, not just the United States, but the world. People like Rockefeller and Goodyear and all those people, they brought this country from nothing, including Ford. I'm not going to leave Ford out, even though I'm a Chevy guy. They brought this country to where it was a fourth leader of the world. Every country on this planet was jealous of the United States, what we had to offer. And we have just lost that. We don't make anything anymore. But now we're so wrapped up in people's feelings getting hurt. Remember the old saying, sticks and stones? We've lost that. We are way past that. Don't call that grass out there green. You're going to leave the brown grass out of the equation. Don't want the brown grass to get upset about it. No, we don't want that. But come on, really? It's to the point of where we're changing street signs. Now, like I said, I'm going to do another video about race, and I'll touch on this a lot in that. But we're changing street signs, school names, the street roads, taking down statues. It's gotten to the point where we can't even have Pepe Le Pew or call Mr. Potato Head Mr. Potato Head, because somebody that isn't a Mr. will get offended. Well, then get you a Mrs. Potato Head if you get offended. Grow up. It's a kid's toy. Jesus Christ, people. It's just gone too far. I mean, I knew it was going downhill when we had to, and a lot of you won't know what I'm talking about, but some of you will, the Teletubbies. When I saw those little Teletubbies running around and dancing and hugging on each other and kissing on each other, I'm like, oh Lord. And I used to hear my forefathers talk about it all the time. The world's going to hell in a handbasket. Well, it sure is. I got a feeling that they went through their own spat like we're going through now. Different, of course, but their own type. I understand fully what they say, or said. I never did then, but now I know. The world is going to hell in a handbasket. But come on. Can't call Mr. Potato Head Mr. They're wanting to do away with the Muppet babies. Because that's offending people. Put on your big boy panties and get over it. You're going to have people that disagree with you. You're going to have people that do not like you. You cannot please everyone. And companies are just falling right in line with it, like Coca-Cola. They are now teaching their employees how to be less white. How to be less white. Our whole history, our whole nation is founded on heritage. You hear about it all the time. Black Heritage Month, Black History Month, right? And I'm not picking on that. I'm not racist. Like I said, we'll get into that in another video. I'm just going to leave it at that. My point is, we are told from the time we're born to the time we die, we should be proud of who we are. We should be proud of our heritage. Now, we don't have to be proud of things that happened during those times, but we should still be proud of who we are and where we come from. Not try to cancel it and not let anybody know, oh, I'm this or I'm that. We're Americans. If you are here legally, you're an American. If you were born here, you're an American. Be proud of your American heritage, because your American heritage has gotten you to where you can say you are an American. But it's just gotten so bad to where they're wanting to do away with the Muppets, Pepe Le Pew. They're taking Dr. Seuss books out of schools and libraries, and they're just trying to cancel all that. They've already changed the Dr. Seuss's The Grinch. I'm going to make this as simple as I can. If you don't know who you are or where you come from, you cannot control who you are going to be or where you are going. It's that simple. And there's something I really want you to think about also. Today is tomorrow's past. What are we going to be able to tell our kids tomorrow about today? If everything has changed and if everything is gone, when our kids get older or as our kids are growing up, what are we going to be able to tell them? We're not going to have any heritage. We're not going to have any past. There's not going to be anything to say, when I was a kid, remember this, your parents? When I was a kid, I did this. When I was a kid, I did that. There's not going to be any of that if we keep on the path that we're on. And I think we need to go back to simpler times. This is just my opinion. Because, like I said, some people won't agree with it, and that's fine. I understand that. Some people will call it progress. And again, I will touch on this whenever I do the race video, because stuff like that only comes into account. Stuff like that is only in the news whenever somebody has an agenda they want to push. Like I said, we'll touch on that. And it's not going to be anything deep or mean or biased or anything like that. It's just going to be an open ride and talk. My input, and then, as always, everything's open in the comments to you to voice your opinion, as long as it's clean and you don't harass other commenters and stuff, you know. But my opinion is, I think we need to go back to the past, the way things used to be. I think we need to make more of our own goods, rather than doing like the current administration, Biden, wanting to give everything away, wanting to let everybody else make everything, look after everybody else, when you should be looking after your own people. That's the job of the President of the United States, to look after its people. As far as the world, Congress and Senate, it's their job to look after us inside the United States. It is the President's job to keep our priorities and best wishes out front in the rest of the world. And that's a whole different other video too. I could go on about that all day, but you don't want to hear that about, and that's not what this video is about. I think that we need to go back to the days of when if a neighbor, and I know a lot of people's going to hate this one, but let's say I'm at home, I'm out in my yard doing whatever, I see my neighbor outside doing something that's wrong or illegal or whatever. Let's say he's out there beating his dog or cussing at his old lady or, you know, whatever. And yes, I said old lady, not old, O-L-D, O-L-E, old lady. And for those that you don't like old ladies, I'm sorry, this is not the channel for you. I like old ladies myself, especially mine. I love her to death. But with that stated, we need to step up. And you can do it how you want. You can call the cops, have the cops straighten it out. Or, you know, if you're a guy, you can take it upon yourself and holler at your neighbor next door, hey, can you know, you don't have to get all up in their business, of course, but something along the lines of, you know, hey, how about keeping it down over there, you know, wow, everybody can hear what's going on, you know, something. Or well, I'm gonna tell you, if you're sitting there beating a pet or beating a woman, me and you's fixing to have a problem. I don't care what they did. Me and you are fixing to have a serious issue. That's the way I'm raised, and I am proud of it. That's my heritage. I am proud of it. I'd do it for anybody. But with that stated, if we, like I said, today is tomorrow's past, and if we don't step up and start doing what needs to be done, there's not going to be anything left to pass on to our children. I mean, look at them now. I've done videos before. They sit there and they play basketball in the middle of Walmart. They ride bicycles up and down the aisles of Walmart. They take stuff, open it up, play with it for a minute, and then just lay it back down on the shelf, knowing they ain't going to buy it. You know, they damage stuff. Then when you see them on the streets, they're tearing crap up. They're breaking in cars. They're breaking in houses. Is this really how we want our children, number one, to be raised? Or is this how we want them to be? Number two, did your parents teach you to be like that? Did your parents teach you to be that way? You know, that's where our heritage comes from. That's one of the things that we're supposed to be proud of. Our parents created us, leaving God out of it. You know, mom and dad had to get together. Two guys ain't going to get together and have a kid. I'm sorry, it ain't going to happen. Or two women, sorry. You still need that man for one thing and one thing only. That little squiggly thing that floats around, you know. You gotta have that. You can't have a kid without it. Two women can't have them together, and two guys sure as hell can't have them together. Do you really, you know, your parents made you. They created you. Like I said, leave God out of that for now. I know without Him nothing is possible, and I believe that. But with all that stated, you know, your parents created you, and they taught you right from wrong, or were supposed to. And I'm sorry, but the sun's gonna get out of in your eyes, so I'm gonna have to back you up a little bit. But they created you. They supposedly taught you right from wrong. They taught you about, you know, your family heritage, where you come from, your aunts, your uncles, your grandparents, your great-grandparents. Are you from the state that you're in? Are you from the country that you're in? Why would I want French people to come to America, to move to America, and try to adapt and assimilate us? Why would I want them to be like us? They have their own heritage. They have their own family. Greeks, same way. Why do I want a Greek person to come over to the United States and try and force him to be like me? No, you can't watch your cartoons that you grew up on. You know, they're racist and they're this and they're that. They have undertones. They mean this and that. Nope, not going to happen. Not with me. Watch what you want. Sticks and stones may break your bones, but names will never hurt you. And it still rings so true today. We have just gotten so far out of touch with what reality really is. And that's what all this mind your own business, leave me alone and let me do what I want to crap has gotten us. At least in my opinion. You know, it's to the point where parents can't teach their kids or tell their kids, you can't be doing this, you can't be doing that, it's wrong. No, they're going to go to school, they're going to tell their counselors, the counselors are going to contact social services. Social services is going to come to the house and tell you you're being a bad parent, you're harming them by telling them they have to do this or they have to do that. Yes, look at there, flag. God bless America. Sorry about that, but I get worked up. I've lost family in wars. I've got family that's missing, you know, and everything. And it's just, whenever somebody says anything about my country, I get really mad because that's my heritage. That's who I am. That's where I'm from. That's where I'm always going to be. That's where I'm going to stay. I am proud of it. No, we're not perfect. We are a long ways from being perfect, ladies and gentlemen, but that's what makes us so great. We're a hodgepodge of all different nationalities. It is no one's right to tell another person that they have to be this way, they have to be that way. It's not your place. If they want to be Catholic, let them be Catholic. They want to be Baptist, let them be Baptist. If they want to not believe at all, let them be an atheist, let them be an atheist. That's their right. That's their opinion. They're not hurting anybody by doing it. It's when you start forcing your opinions, forcing your beliefs or your way of what you want your way of life to be on somebody else. That's when it's wrong. It becomes hurtful. You're not helping anybody. You're not helping anybody. You're just hurting everybody. But again, you know, the United States used to be the most powerful country on the planet. We used to be the greatest country on the planet. But everybody's giving everything away. Everybody wants to give this country this, give that country that. And that's just not who we are, and that's not what we're supposed to be about. I'm not for it. And I'm not telling you you have to be either. I'm not telling you you have to be against it. Whatever you want. As you know, like I said, as long as it doesn't hurt anybody else and you're not trying to force anything on anybody else, go for it. You want to become president? Go for it. You know, if you have different ethnicity or different race or different heritage, you know, like if you're from another country and you become a legal citizen of the United States and you want to become president, then go for it. You want to become senator? Go for it. Whatever you want, as long as you're not hurting anybody else. Once you start hurting somebody else, we got an issue. Well, what is your guys and gals belief in it? I mean, you know, like I said, how often do you now go down the road, and me being from the South, I used to see it all the time. People would throw their hands up and say hi to you as you went by, whether they're in a car or whether they're walking down the side of the street. People would go out of their way to say hello, ask you how your day's going or how you're doing, you know. Not anymore. People used to be so nicer to one another, so much nicer. Now everybody wants to be upset. If you look at somebody, what are you looking at? Or you ask them something, what business is it of yours? I'm being polite. I'm trying to, you know, put myself out there and be considerate of you, your personal space. You know, hey, how are you doing? Whatever happened to the day where we used to be able to do stuff like that? And more importantly, will we ever get that day back? Good questions for thought, ladies and gentlemen. Because like I said, you know, you ask somebody now, hey, how you doing? Or, oh, let's just say you pull up in the parking lot and you see somebody get out of a nice car. Oh, that's a nice car. What kind is it? Well, what do you want to know for? What business is it of yours? Why does it matter? What? I'm just being nice. That's all I'm doing, is just being nice. Trying to... That's just the best way I can put it. The way I want to put it is not going to fly. I don't want to upset anybody. But come on, why so serious, ladies and gentlemen? Why so serious? And will we ever get any of those days and times back? What's your thoughts? What's your opinions? But I'm going to leave it at that as I run this yellow light. And we'll see you in the next video. Please be sure to drop the comments below. And I'm going to say something that somebody got on me in my comments about. They're tired of people saying like, share, and subscribe. Too bad, get over it. My channel. And we constantly have new people coming to YouTube and social media. You know, so we have to say things like that so that the people that are new to the channel or new to YouTube or whatever know the proper etiquette. They know what to do. Because if we don't tell them, they're not going to know. And then if you have a channel, well, how are they going to find you? What are they going to know what to do when they get on your channel? How are they going to know to subscribe? How are they going to know that liking your videos help? How are they going to know commenting's help? You know, how are they going to know that commenting on a channel will help your channel grow? Again, leave it, you know, as long as it's clean and respectful of everybody else, leave your comments in the chat below. And as always, I'll get back to them. And let's figure out what we can do. I mean, this has just gotten so far out of hand. I just don't know. But I wanted to get out and enjoy this beautiful day, afternoon, and talk to you and see how all of you are doing. I know a lot of people are having it rough, like Texas and everything. They had that storm a week or so ago, and they're still trying to recover and dig out from that. And you know, today's just a beautiful day. I hope it's beautiful in your area. I hope everybody is having a wonderful day. I hope everybody is having a great day. And we'll see you in the next one, Lord willing. I hope you have a wonderful tomorrow. Remember, like I said, today is tomorrow's past. So we have a way of controlling the future, if you look at it that way. And we'll see you in the next video. Thank you so very much for riding with me.